This is obviously a very serious matter, and we must treat it as such. And I suppose when we're talking about mitigating the life sentence for the murder of some other human being, it's serious, and you always have to think of the family, of course, that their family member was taken from them by someone else, whether it was with a knife or whatever means, a gun or whatever it is. And there are two sides to this, and we can't be seen to minimise the offence just because they're underage. And I'd like to think that people would be treated accordingly. We always knew life for life, and that's what it should mean. However, if they are, if they were wrongly brought up, if they weren't brought up properly to understand, and if there was some mitigating reasons why their sentence shouldn't be as long, certainly they would have to face the rigours of the law in the first place and earn their right to be let out at some time later on if they were behaving and if the prospects look good. But that would be, in my mind, at least after 10 years, because if some other family lost their family member because one human being took another human being took their family member's life, their young fella's life, their mother's life, or their father's life, or whoever it was. It's a serious matter, Minister, and I couldn't stand here and say that he should treat them differently from the start. However, if they want to earn, or if there could be recognition given to what they're doing after a number of years, and if they go to do educational courses or rehabilitation courses or whatever, and after at least 10 years, maybe something like that should be considered. But I'm certainly not for treating them differently if they're after committing murder. And yes, there's a mention here about the minimum sentence for treason or the murder of a police officer. Many of these police officers or Gardaí that we know them as are out in the streets today, and they don't have weapons to defend themselves. These fellas have guns, they have knives, and many of them aren't travelling without either. And it's hard on a guard to defend himself if he hasn't a weapon. And we see all these protests up here, so-called protests. To me, it seems to be most of the time the same team that are protesting every day under a different guise, and they get a different banner, and they're there again next week and the week after. And we have to deal with these fellas in a tough fashion, because otherwise we'll get out of hand. And I'm saying I can't see that there should be a separate case made for them at the very start if they're underage, just because they're underage. They did what they did, but if they want to earn their right to get out earlier, let them do that and have some way or way of doing that. Thank you very much, Les.